Hey guys, what's up? It's Riley here coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be reviewing the September report that we got on the JP side. It just got released probably, I want to say maybe 18 minutes ago or so after the maintenance was over. I just logged in, so for me it was a couple minutes ago. I'm sure it was out way before that, but yeah. But alright, so we finally have our chapter, our new chapter coming out on August 31st, which is Arc 3-2. And it's going to be featuring, I know it has Celeste on the picture here, but it's actually going to be featuring Terra. Celeste is not even Synergy, so it just kind of baffles me why she's even here, but yeah, she's here. And it's going to be basically Terra awakens on a mysterious island with Celeste and the Compass of Light, and they basically help search for their allies on this mysterious island. So, I'm curious to see how the story unfolds from here on out, because we left kind of on a cliffhanger from the first arc, so I'm really curious to see how this kind of plays into everything with the Compass of Light. But if we scroll down here, there is a video for that. I would say let's go ahead and take a look at it, but it's actually quite long, but there is a link here to the video if you want to catch it on YouTube or Twitter. But here's our synergy lineup for the new chapter. We have Rhea, Pora. We also have Terra, of course. We have Bosch, Vaughn, or Vane. Vane, same thing. And we have Vanille here, and they're all going to be getting their Crystal Awakenings to level 80. However, as of course we know, Terra is going to be getting her LD. She's also going to be the BT for this chapter, and Bosch is going to get his LD board. So we're going to be getting his LD boards for Bosch. I'm really stoked to actually get Bosch to come back now, because I did get his EX from like those golden tickets and stuff. So I didn't get any of his other kits for his lost chapter. I wasn't really investing in him at the time, but now that he's gonna get his LD boards, I may actually consider dumping a couple stuff on him. But I unfortunately had to pity Aerith, Keese, and now Sarah back to back to back. So my resources as of right now are they're sad and depressing. So we'll see what luck I get from these banners, because the pulls on both banners are going to be free pulls, so that's very nice of them to do that for us. It is going to be like the final portion for the summer event, I'm assuming, at least, because they did say all month long, and this is the end of the month. So I'm assuming this will be our final free pulls. Go a little more down here, we also have the new armored Lufenia armors for, let's see, we have Terra, of course, we have Vivi, Titus, and Bartz. I completely spaced on his name, that's why I skipped him. So we have Bartz, Terra, Vivi, and Titus for their Lufenia armors. Now, curious to see Titus here, because there was a little side note from the future things coming out for the September, and there is going to be a raid, or kind of like mid-September event that's also going to be featuring a BT. So maybe it's going to be Titus, maybe it could be Bosch. Oh my god, I keep saying, I want to say Bosch, but I know his name is Bartz, so I apologize, but it could be Bartz. I guess you never know. You know, they can do anything, they can throw anything at us. But you know, we also thought from last month we were going to get Offmuse and Noel's LD somewhere in the month of August, but they were nowhere to be found, so they could just be throwing us armors out of nowhere, to be honest. But that's what we got. So we go a little more down here, and this is going to be our new character for the month. Sad face, I really wish they were going to increase this to 2 again, but unfortunately we're just going to be getting 1, and it is Mog from Final Fantasy VI. I honestly never played 6. I've only known of 6 because of Terra when I first played Final Fantasy Dissidia on the PSP, but I never really dwelled into 6 any more than just kind of knowing Terra and Locke, of course. But I knew of most of the characters like Gao and Celeste. I knew all of them, but I did not know that they had their own version of Mog. So it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic of Mog and Armog for Opera Omnia. I'm really curious to see how that dynamic unfolds as the chapter goes along, but he actually will not, or he or she will not be coming out until the part 2 of Arc 3-2, so we're going to be doing part 1 with just Terra and Bosch as the LD and BT, and Monk would be coming out on part 2 with his LD and EX+. So we gotta wait a little more to hear based on that, but I'm hoping his kit is something magnificent, because Final Fantasy VI characters have been getting a lot of love lately, so hopefully they don't let us down either with his kit when it gets released. Move a little more down here, and we have the Divine Illusions Alexander. So we're going to be getting Alexander in the not this month but next month, and of course we're going to be having these synergy characters based on what we have here, which looks like it's the same for the ARC chapter, and they are going to do the same thing where if you have the Alexander fully maxed out the boards, you get gems based on, I think it's like 2,000 or 2,000 something. I know it's around 2,000 gems that you get based on basically having all the boards maxed out for each character. But our next Divine Illusion is going to be Alexander, which I'm curious to see how that's going to be, because now, as we all know, Alexander in normal cannot be launched, so you're going to be losing that aspect of damage. But I'm curious to see what else they kind of bring to the table with Alexander, because from what we've gotten so far, oop, I kind of exit out there. From what we've gotten so far, they haven't been, you know, fun. Lack of a better term, but on hindsight, we can't really complain because we get plenty of free resources, and I'm excited to see what they bring to the table with his Lufenia. So as we truck along here to the next kind of tidbits here, it's just basically telling us that the BT for the chapter is going to be for Terra, and that our new one is going to be in that middle of September. So we're going to know more about that, of course, as time moves along, but that's going to basically what this says here. And on the second part here, yes, it says that we're going to get our next stage to the Transcendence. It's going to be late September, according to what they say here, and we're going to get more info on that day when it comes along. Now, I hope that when the Transcendence Part 2 comes out, they kind of give us like a banner like they did with Gabranth when it was first released. I'm sure that was just because it was brand new and they were, you know, kind of doing a small event for it, but hopefully maybe that's something they do for every single one. You never know. So now we have our lost chapters here, and I was curious to see what they were going to do for these lost chapters, is because Trey was our final one before Burst. So when his lost chapter came out, I was like, okay, well, what are they going to do now? Because the next lost chapter, when they were released, Burst was already out. So I was thinking, okay, maybe they'll just do something to the Burst weapons, maybe they'll do something to, like, you know, somebody's kit or just something. They already gave us LD boards, so it's not like, you know, they're going to do something more than that. Maybe even like a BT board, I was thinking as well. But they're actually going to be doing this. If we scroll a little more down here, you're going to see 2 LDs on there, and you are really stoked to hear this. They're actually going to be doing 2 LDs now, starting with Ami Dantilion's banner. So you have Ami Dantilion's last chapter with herself as the LD, and you're now going to be getting another LD on that banner. And this banner for Ami Dantilion is going to be featuring Deuce's LD. And I pray and I hope that Deuce's LD gives her some form of justice. You know, her and Barrett are stuck in this kind of niche where you use them with that niche, they're great, they're amazing, they have, you know, amazing potential when you use them in their niche. But if you take them out of that niche, like let's say you have Deuce to be your battery, Deuce to be your kind of aura person, and then you just kind of have 2 DPSs and you just leave it at that, she is absolute disappointing. I was gonna say something else, but just to be nice about it, it's just very disappointing. So hopefully her LD gives her healing, and also gives her something to kind of take her out of that niche. So that way, if you just use her and just her, she can do, you know, very well on her own, versus in a niche party where it's just, you know, magic. And same thing with Barrett, it's not just a niche party where it's just physical attackers. So I really hope that, you know, they give her that potential to kind of break out of that niche and just work overall versus working for specific characters, because that kind of era is, no offense, is just long and gone. We don't really need that anymore, especially with Hope now dispelling all magic, it's just kind of redundant to have somebody to kind of be in that niche as they brought Barrett. That guy is my phone decided to disconnect from my Elgato capture card as I was talking there. So anyway, moving on from that, but yeah, I really hope that they really bring those characters to light and kind of give them something to work with on their own versus just with specific characters. So let's go ahead and move on down here, and this is basically telling us that they are still working on the the 6-player party, which is on the bottom here. I know I skipped a part, but I want to talk about that in a little bit. I will get to that, I promise. But the 6-player party here, they're basically saying it's going to be coming next month, so look forward to it. So basically it's going to be kind of like a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius where you have 6 people in a party. I really hope that they think just because we have 6 people, that means we want more crazy shenanigans going on with Lufenia than we have now. I really hope that is not the case, but you know, 6 people in a party can deal a lot of damage, so we'll see what they decide to do with that. But let's go ahead and talk about the little skid bit part that I skipped here. So 7-star. So what this basically is saying is that our 7-star Lufenia armors will now be realizable. So starting the end of September, there will be new items in the form of Refugee's Miracle Book, and they're going to be used to realize the Lufenia armors, and the Refugee's Ultimate Ingot will be used to limit break them. So this honestly means a lot of things, and I'm going to let you know what first comes to my head. So the 7-star armors are now going to be realized. Does this also mean, and I know it doesn't say it, but does this also mean that the burst weapons are also going to get realized as well? Because if that is the case, I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because burst weapons, as of right now, they don't really need anything. All you have to do is use your power orbs, and you know, they're good to go. You're good, you're set. So now that you actually have to realize them, put 3 ingots on them, max limit break them, increase their power again, like what else could that do for the weapon? Does that change the BT aura effect? Does that, you know, rework the BT aura effect into something different? Does it just give you more damage? Does it give you like an extra turn in burst? I don't know. So I know, like I said, it doesn't say it here, but I just have a feeling that that is something that they're going to bring to the table along with the realized 7-star armors. But again, only time will tell. They did say this is going to be in late September, so starting late September, early November, we will know a lot more about what they're really going to be doing with these realized armor and hopefully BT weapons. Because if they're not going to do that, then having just kind of like a realized armor and a BT weapon just feels a little weird to me. So, like I said, we'll see as we come along and see what they decide to do. So the Opie awards we're going to get for the ending of August is going to be 4,000 gems, 5 guard tokens, 20 tickets, and 1 power stone. So that's the rewards we're going to be getting starting August 31st. Once you log in, those will be given right away. Assuming we won't be in any type of emergency maintenance of any kind. Knock on wood, hopefully nothing crazy happens during all of this time frame. But as of right now, if you're watching this video, the brand new chapter for Terra and her burst and LD will be out in 2 days. So with that being said, guys, there is a lot in this report. Not as much as there previously have been in other reports, but there's a couple of good tidbits from this report, like for example the 7-star armors, the fact that now we're going to be getting 2 LDs on every Lost Chapter banner. Now, oh, and I forgot to mention the little cherry on top of the cake. I do apologize. Terra, Yang, and Ferris are also going to be getting a rework this month. So take that as you will. Terra, Yang, and Ferris are going to be getting the reworks for this month. Now, Yang's rework is on the 17th of September, so I'm assuming that is also when Desh's Lost Chapter comes out. And I'm also going to assume, I could be wrong, but I'm also going to assume that Yang is also going to be getting his LD on Dash Lost Chapter, because Dash already has his LD, Onion Knight already has his LD, and Yang, of course, doesn't have his LD. So maybe that's something they're going to be doing. They could, like I said, they could completely blow everything I'm saying out of the water and just do something crazy. But based on what we know, it could be Yang. Allegedly. And for Deuce, of course, we already know we're getting Deuce because they said that. But as the Lost Chapters go along, I'm really curious to see what else they decide to do there, because, let's see, I'm trying to think if there's like a specific Lost Chapter that I'm looking forward to that could potentially be a little different, but I can't think of anything on the top of my head right now. But as time goes along, I guess we'll see kind of what they introduce to the table for November. But as of September, I'm really stoked to see the why did I say it like that? The Terra Burst in LD. I don't think I'm gonna go for it, to be honest. I think I want to go for Bosch more so than I want to go for Terra. But from the video that I saw, just based on her LD alone, she's pretty freaking good. She's pretty good, so I guess we'll see what the free multis give us, and we'll go from there. But yeah, guys, let me know what you're looking forward to in the comment section below. I'm excited to see what everyone else is kind of saving their resources for, or just blowing them all on Terra. I don't know. But anyways, I'll catch you guys next time, and peace out.